Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu on Friday in Abuja called for strengthened cooperation with France in addressing the prevailing threat of terrorism in the country. He also commended the outgoing French ambassador to Nigeria, Emmanuel Blattman, for her dedication to enhancing relations between France and Nigeria. In a farewell meeting with Blattman, Tinubu urged her to leverage her new role as Director for Africa to advocate the need to upgrade technical cooperation between Nigeria and France to defeat terrorism and violent extremism. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has said he did not reach an agreement with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or anyone else in relation to the outcome of the Supreme Court verdict on the Kano State governorship election, TASO. Kwankwaso stated this while responding to the allegation that he had reached an agreement with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before the judgment. On Friday, the Supreme Court affirmed the NNPP's Abba Kabir Yusuf as the duly elected governor of Kano State after a series of litigations. And Vice President Kashim Shettima has assured that the success and positive impact of the newly established National Philanthropic Office, NPO, is guaranteed under the Tinubu administration. He gave the assurance on Friday during the inauguration of the Local Implementation Committee of the National Philanthropic Office, NPO, at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The NPO, an initiative driven 100% by the private sector with full support from the government, is a part of efforts by the Tinubu-led federal government to raise alternative funding for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, and other vital economic programs through collaboration with the private sector. The federal government has backtracked on its decision to construct all federal roads using only rigid concrete pavement. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, disclosed the policy reversal during a meeting with all contractors at the ministry headquarters. This latest development comes several months after the minister directed all contractors handling federal government highways across the country to immediately dump the use of asphalt and adopt concrete technology. The announcement, which was met with stiff resistance from contractors, stalled the completion of several road projects. But Umahi, meeting with all contractors in Abuja, the third of its kind since the minister assumed the office in August 2023, said the government didn't ban the use of asphalt, but was trying to cut down on its geometric price. The National Judicial Council, NJC, has declared that no date has yet been fixed for the swearing-in of the newly appointed 11 justices of the Supreme Court. The council said that the purported news by an Abuja-based media organization suggesting Monday, January 16th, for the inauguration of the justices did not emanate from it. A statement by the NJC's Director of Information, Barrister Sojoye, clarified that neither the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who is the NJC chairman, nor the council itself authored or endorsed the purported date. While asking members of the public to disregard the news, the NJC said that the date for the swearing-in of justices would be made public at the appropriate time. The Supreme Court has affirmed Yusuf Abba Kabiru of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, as the duly elected governor of Kano and dismissed the petition instituted against him by the All Progressives Congress, APC, and its governorship candidate, Nasir Yusuf Gawuna. The Apex Court on Friday reversed the judgment of the Court of Appeal and the Kano State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which nullified the election of the governor on miscarriage of justice. Justice John Inyang Okoro, who delivered the lead judgment, held that the law and natural justice were turned upside down by the two courts below to arrive at the unjust and unfair decision. Justice Okoro, while voiding and setting aside judgments of the two lower courts, said that miscarriage of justice in the ways and manners the petition against the governor was handled was manifesting. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged his opponent during the 2023 governorship election to join him to develop Lagos State. Sanwo-Olu urged Oduo to join the Progressive governance train, noting that he and his deputy, Kadri Hamzat, do not profess a monopoly of ideas. This is coming hours after the Supreme Court affirmed the election of Sanwo-Olu, which was earlier upheld by the Tribunal and Appeal Court in the state. The Labour Party candidate in the election, Gbadebo Road Survival, had in his appeal claimed that Sanwo-Olu's running mate qualification, Obafemi Hamzat, had renounced his citizenship as Nigerian. The court held that Sanwo-Olu's deputy is a Nigerian by birth, adding that renunciation of citizenship of a citizen by birth must be registered by the Nigerian president, also adding that the appellant did not provide any evidence to that effect. Also, Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, who is the People's Democratic Party on his part, contended that the name Sanwo-Olu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission was different from that contained in his WAEC certificate. The Apex Court, while dismissing appeal, described it as academic. The Supreme Court has affirmed the election of Daouda Lawal of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as Zamfara State Governor. The Apex Court set aside the decision of the Court of Appeal, declaring the governorship election in Zamfara State inconclusive. The tribunal had dismissed the petition of the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate Bello Matawale, challenging the victory of Daouda Lawal of the PDP. But at the appeal court, the court declared the election in the state inconclusive and ordered a rerun in 3 local government areas, which are Maradun, Benin Magaji, and Bukuyum. Similarly, the Supreme Court has reversed the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which in November last year removed Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State from office on ground of unlawful nomination. The Apex Court held that the Court of Appeal made fundamental error in allowing the All Progressives Congress, APC, to poke nose into the conduct of the primary election by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and nullifying the election unjustly. Justice Emmanuel Akomaye Ajim, who delivered the lead of the unanimous judgment, said that the issue of primary election was an internal affair of political parties and that no other party can dabble into it except members of the same party. Justice Ajim further said that the issue of alleged improper conduct of the ward and local government election used to sack the governor was not justifiable. The federal government has announced that the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria Kano Dual Carriageway will be completed in 2026. The Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, gave the assurance of the project being completed in 2026 during an inspection of the dual carriageway alongside the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edo, on Friday. This is contained in a statement posted on the official X handle of the Office of the Special Assistant to President Bola Tinubu on Saturday. According to the statement, the Minister of Works disclosed that the federal government has a target to complete 15 kilometers per month for the next 24 months to ensure the 375.9 kilometer long dual carriageway project is ready for use in 2026. Moving on, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the Nnamdi Azikiwe University has signed a memorandum of understanding to build a weather station at the university. This was according to a statement by NIMET's General Manager, Public Relations, Mutari Ibrahim, on Friday. The MOU was signed by the Vice Chancellor of UNIZIK, Charles Esimone, on behalf of the institution's governing council, while the DG of NIMET, Charles Anosike, signed on behalf of NIMET at their office headquarters in Abuja on Friday. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Anosike urged the management of UNIZIK to take leadership in downscaling NIMET's annually issued seasonal climate prediction to farmers and other users in Anambra State and beyond. According to MOU, the collaboration to build a weather station in the university is a big achievement for NIMET, as the partnership will ensure that farmers and other users receive timely weather and climate information. The Directorate of Road Transport Services of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has commenced the demolition of shops, eateries, and other illegal structures in taxi ranks across Abuja. The Director of the DRTS, Abdul Latif Bello, following a meeting with transport stakeholders, hinted at the reclamation of all taxi ranks within the territory to make room for a unified mass transportation system in the FCT. Consequently, the department began the demolition of illegal structures at Area 3 and Banex Junction taxi ranks in Abuja on Friday. At the Area 3 taxi rank, the DTRS team, supported by security agencies, demolished a car wash, mechanic shops, a cinema house, and eateries, among others, operating within the ranks. At the Banex Junction taxi rank, the taxis were not using the ranks as they had been taken over by migrants who used the space to sell hard drugs, including adulterated fuel and diesel. Head of Operations, DRTS, Deborah Osho, who led the team, explained that the measure was to give room for more taxis to operate within the ranks. And the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Betta Edu, may not return to office. The Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the President, Ajuri Ngalale, disclosed this in a statement that the action of the President was in line with his avowed commitment to uphold what he described as the highest standards of integrity and accountability. Presidential sources disclosed that it would be difficult for the embattled minister to return to office, adding that the alleged scandal in the ministry was more than what is before the public. The official, who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not permitted to comment on the matter, stated that what they have in the ministry is more than what they have seen, further stating that Edu may not return to the ministry or even return as a minister. A human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has called on the Nigerian police to conduct proper investigation into the case of brutality against lawyers in Lagos State. Falana made the call during a peaceful protest organized by members of the Nigerian Bar Association, Lagos, against the unlawful arrest and detention of a lawyer, Olumide Sonupe, by the police in the state. The lawyers, who are members of about 5 branches of the NBA, marched from its Ikeja Secretariat while displaying banners to the command headquarters, where the State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayoade, addressed them. This is coming hours after the CP had ordered the removal of the divisional police officer of Moshalashi Police Station, Austin Arashe, who ordered Sonupe's detention. You're watching News Cycle live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, U.S. to foster bilateral ties with Nigeria. The news continues shortly with details of this and more stories right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle. On the foreign scene, Italian Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini has defended his hard-earned approach against illegal migration during a court appearance in Sicily. He is facing kidnap and dereliction of duty charges for preventing migrants from disembarking an NGO ship in 2019. He has denied the charges, saying he acted in the interest of national security. At the time, Salvini, the leader of the right-wing League, was interior minister in a previous government. Ahead of his court appearance, Salvini said on X that he was holding his head high, proud of what he did. The UK will provide 2.5 billion euros of military aid to Ukraine over the coming year, Rishi Sunak has said, Britain's largest annual commitment since Russia's invasion. The Prime Minister made the announcement during a rare visit to the country, where he will also sign a new agreement supporting its long-term security. Officials said the package will provide Ukraine with long-range missiles, air defense and artillery shells. Some 200 million euros will be spent on drones, most of which will be UK-made. Officials said the military package for the next financial year, beginning in April, would result in the largest delivery of drones to Ukraine by any country. Significantly, the Prime Minister has decided not to make a financial commitment lasting several years. The United States Marine Corps has assured Nigeria of strengthening the bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The commander of the U.S. Africa Command, Michael Langley, and the command's senior enlisted leaders in Nigeria, Michael Woods, during their recent visit to Nigeria, said the bilateral cooperation would counter violent extremism and support the latter in its fight against insecurity. In a statement, Langley said the mutual understanding and training between the United States and the Nigerian militaries were essential in addressing the evolving security landscape in West Africa and advancing common interest. According to the statement, the leaders discussed opportunities to strengthen bilateral cooperation between the two nations, efforts to counter violent extremism in the region, and Nigeria's leadership when addressing regional security. Langley reaffirmed the United States' long-standing cooperation with Nigeria, which has the largest population, economy, and democracy in Africa. Moving on to the business desk, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has commenced the production of diesel and aviation fuel. However, the refinery has yet to produce petroleum motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol. The Chief Branding and Communications Officer of Dangote Group, Anthony Chiejina, had late on Friday confirmed the commencement of operations to newsmen. In a statement in the early hours of Saturday, the Dangote Group clarified that it has commenced production of diesel and aviation fuel. The chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, elatedly thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his support and encouragement towards the actualization of this project. He was said to have also thanked the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, and Nigerians for their support and belief in what he called the historic project. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment in Nigeria, Doris Uzoka Anite, has underscored the federal government's commitment to bolstering the private sector as a key driver for job creation and economic development. The minister stated this at a strategic meeting with Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun as part of her tour to industries, where she emphasized the federal government support for the state, highlighting the importance of gathering feedback to enhance nationwide industrialization. In his reaction, Governor Abiodun expressed his vision of leveraging the state's proximity to Lagos to foster a conducive environment for public-private partnerships. Lastly, Nigeria's Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, CIS, and Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments, CISI, UK, have reaffirmed their strong partnership through the signing of a renewed Memorandum of Understanding. According to a statement from the CIS, this agreement, which was formalized in the United Kingdom, builds upon the existing collaboration between the two leading professional bodies. It will also reinforce collaboration in the areas of certification, continuing professional development, CPD, membership drive, integrity, and sharing of the benefits of multiple learning opportunities and networking. And that's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Don't forget, we're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.